Burn the heretic, kill the mutant, purge the unclean, but most importantly, subscribe to the God Emperor's OnlyFans. It is your duty. Welcome to Warhammer 40k Darktide.
I got him!
Darktide, the premier heretic-bashing simulator on the market, made by Fatshark of rat-bashing fame, who's also owned by Chinese Overlords at Tencent. Darktide is a co-op FPS horde shooter set in the grimdark of the 41st millennium, where there's only war and nobody uses any disinfectant. Warhammer is a sci-fi fantasy setting all about understanding what a rocket-propelled grenade will do to a traitor's innards.
Yep, that's me.
In Darktide, you play a 4-man squad consisting of random sacks of blood and meat sent into the meat grinder that is 40k. In Darktide, you'll find horrors of unimaginable potency, fight never-ending hordes of enemies in brutal combat. Little do these sorry fuckers know, they are the meat and you the grinder. The God Emperor's Holy Inquisition has been sent to Ohio in space, Atoma Prime, specifically the hive city of Tertium, to cleanse it of undesirables. You are an agent of the Inquisition and will descend into the underbelly of the hive city to clean it. Imagine Viscera cleanup detail, the cleaning game, exchange mobs for chainsaws. Instead of cleaning, you are instead trying to paint every surface in heretic blood. We descend to clean the slums of heretics, mutants, traitors, the homeless, the poor, the terminally ill, the furry, and the Overwatch smut artist. Basically, anyone the Inquisition disagrees with. Now for a little background if you don't know anything about Warhammer 40k. Warhammer was created in the dystopian hell pit that was 1980s Britain. Jesus Christ. Welcome to the 41st millennium. Enjoy your stay. Warhammer 40k, a beautiful universe filled with beautiful people. My favorite thing about Warhammer 40k is this smut, this setting. Everything sucks, but sucking is cool, kids. Just ask your mom. There's no hope, no joy, no freedom. Only you, your lasgun, and that 10 feet tall bloodthirster. Good luck. The Imperium of Man, which encompasses pretty much the entire Milky Way, is a backwards, totalitarian, fanatically religious empire dedicated to the God Emperor of mankind. You and all humanity serves him, and you will like it, or else. You might say the Imperium could receive an endorsement by Kanye West. 10,000 years ago, the God Emperor Jimmy Space created 21, no 19, no 18 Primarch sons and Space Marines. He then went on a great crusade and basically conquered the galaxy, but 9 of his 18 plus whatever Alpha Legion is doing, Primarch sons started acting a bit suspicious. They were lured by promises of great power by the Chaos Gods, the likes of unlimited gamer girl bathwater, free Discord Nitro, plastic miniatures as far as the eye could see, the whole fucking shebang. Who could truly resist such temptation? They launched the Horus Heresy, a gigantic civil war that seriously fucked shit up. The arch-impostor Horus Lupercal mortally wounded the Emperor, and in response, the Emperor disintegrated Horus with his fucking mind powers. The Emperor was then entombed on the Golden Throne, where his rotting corpse still sits 10,000 years later, and that is the background of Warhammer 40k. The Imperium, and thereby humanity, is in a constant fight for survival and is besieged by countless enemies. You've got a bug infestation the size of the fucking Milky Way, giant sentient green mushroom people, real groggy Egyptian killer robots, demons from space hell, blue-faced weeaboo communists, knife-eared demon clowns, weird-looking bald tunnel people. There's also fucking dwarves called squats who pray to giant machine heads. What the fuck is going on? Things are unbelievably whack. You play one of 4 classes, that's right, 4, the same number of brain cells as your typical Ogren players, called operatives. They are the veteran, the zealot, the psyker, and the Ogren. Together they make up the Darktide, I guess, I don't know. These 4 classes can typically be divided into 2 schools, the Ranger Babby Soy Boys, of which the psyker and veterans swear by. The Ranger Babbies don't want to go into icky melee combat, they might get blood on their new drip. Whereas the zealot and Ogren are the mega chats who charge straight into danger. The Ogren will most likely charge into an explosive barrel, and well, the Zealot will do Zealot things. Now for a more extensive look at what each of these classes do best. The Veteran is your standard tough soldier personality, long range, high damage weapons, grenades, a very standard FPS-like class, and easy to start the game with. The Veteran eviscerates his enemies from a distance, use the las guns, auto guns, and even plasma guns. He's all about hitting weak spots with targets, heads, joints, and even their feelings.
Your feelings for her are not real. They are real to me!
Second is a Zealot, all about getting in close with enemies, so close you can ram her chainsaw straight up their rectal cavity while screaming prayers upon the Emperor's name. Melee combat is the name of the game with her, kind of like a sexy nun, but instead of doing sexual acts, she will instead ram her stiletto high heels straight through your eyeballs. Pretty sexy if you ask me, simple but deadly. Third, the Psyker, your resident schizophrenic paranoid reality shaping wizard. That's right, this boy's a wizard. Our first introduction to magic in 40k. Imagine Harry Potter and he's about to cast some shitty spell like Stupefy. As soon as he said the words, boom, his head explodes like a watermelon, showering everyone in blood and grey matter. You see, Psykers get their power from the warp, literal space hell. Every time they use their power, they spread the metaphorical cheeks of our reality and stare straight into the evil eye of the warp, and the warp is certainly giving you this stink eye. Most of the Psykers' weapons create perils of the warp as a byproduct. The more peril you have, the more wacky shit you'll begin hearing and seeing. Get too much peril and you'll simply pop. Long range, high damage dealer, a glass cannon. And lastly, the Ogren, a tank, an unstoppable force of carnage, and strangely the most wholesome thing in all of Warhammer 40k, only eclipsed by the sheer joy that is the Daemon Kololba. The memories. Ogren, a lot of health, not very smart, big guns break small stinky men. And for some reason all Ogren players have one-syllable names because they're role-playing an idiot. However, the amount of Ogren players I've seen walk up to a demon host, blast it in the face, then promptly get their neck snapped would imply they aren't roleplaying. They truly are that stupid. Should I help her? Vinny, don't! Vinny, whatever you... Vinny! Oh, he did it. He did! He did it! I watched him do it as well. Welcome to the Morningstar, the hub area, home to different stores and NPCs like Mommy Hadron and Test Tube Baby. You select missions of varying difficulty and descend into the actual gameplay of Darktide. And oh boy, is it good. This game is pretty much Left 4 Dead, but in Warhammer 40k universe, so instead of being a drug addict, you're instead an agent for the Space Gestapo. Missions will have you running through huge scenic areas, completing objectives like scanning trash and such, but the enemies of humanity will attempt to stop you. Meet the Mobian 6th, your average guardsman regiment turned Nurgle cultist, aka they stop taking showers. These stinky Discord mods, Nurgle cultists, will throw everything at you, from friendly pit bulls called Cuddles, don't worry, he doesn't bite much, to actual stinky demons in a vain attempt to stop you. The Mobian 6th also has specialists like Special Infected in Left 4 Dead, from the mutant who's just a copy-pasted charger to the bane of all Ogrens, the sniper, and so on. Now drip matters, ladies and gentlemen. Observe the Virgin Dregs versus the Chad Scam. The more drip an enemy has, the stronger he is. In actuality, the more drip, the more armor that enemy has. Hit the weak spots of enemies to deal bonus damage, pretty much their head, unless it has a giant yellow tumor growing on its back. You, along with 3 other varlets, will hack and slash your way through the enemy hordes to complete these missions. To do that, you'll need weapons, from the humble lasgun to the blessed bolter. Darktide has it all. Some weapons like the combat axe and plasma gun are good against armored targets, and the flamer for crowd control, and so on. Each weapon has its niche. They can also have blessings that grant unique weapon buffs for more customization. You have health bars and a toughness bar. Toughness regenerates while in coherency, meaning being next to teammates. Health is divided into wounds. Once a wound is lost, it can only be regained from a Medicae station or a med pack. Now, corruption. The purple shit on your health bar can only be removed by a Medicae station. Corruption is gained from demonic shit, typically from the worst thing in this game, the fucking grimoires. Yeah, let's lose 25% of my health for 200 more XP. Sure, what a deal. Anyone who picks up a grimoire is dead in my eyes. And now for the combat itself. Combat is split in 2, ranged and melee. Each class has 1 melee and 1 ranged weapon. along with a utility item of some sort, like a grenade or a rock. Unless you're the Psyker, he gets nothing but a shit brain burst. Each class has a unique class ability, like Charge for Ogrin and Zealot. Veteran has point and click adventure time, and Psyker can splurge his psychic abilities on enemies to push them back. Ranged combat is just point and click unless you're being suppressed. If so, you should just kill yourself instead of wallowing the misery that is being affected by the suppression mechanic. Melee is where the fun begins. Each weapon has a light attack, heavy attack, special attack, and a push. These can be combined in combos for big damage. Force hammers, for example, can charge up and deliver an absolutely devastating attack, breaking every single bone in an enemy's body in one hit. However, the bigger the weapon, the less stamina it offers you. Stamina is used for sprinting, blocking, and pushing. No stamina? Good luck pushing away that pox burst. And now, blocking. It is a good tool, however, should not be relied on, since an overhead attack from a crusher will go through the block and turn you into a fine red paste. Dodging is the main tool for avoiding damage and should be used the most. And now for the best and worst part of Darktide: teamwork. Either you get a good strike team and blast through the mission with a complimentary GG well played at the end, or they call you a whore and leave the game. Darktide teammates truly have an affinity for dragging you into the muck. Oh, you fucking you
I did it to myself
asshole! Oh my god! Oh, you're such a fucking little bitch! You're such a fucking little bitch!
Oh, dear God!
Why would you do that to me? The entire combat system is very comprehensive and solid. All things wrong with Darktide do not appear here, but there sure are some problems, as we will discuss. And so now we come to the actual review of Darktide. Is this game good? Yes, but no. I can't help but get the faint taste of dog shit in my mouth when I think of the Darktide release, because holy moly, it was bad. Horrible optimization, loading screen simulator, crafting system doesn't even exist yet, untold amount of bugs ranging from the funny to the actual game breaking, no solo mode, no private lobbies, boring endgame, and the list goes on and on. And to add insult to injury, the microtransaction store, it's not bad since all you can do is buy cosmetics. It's a bit predatory, but hey, I've almost played 1,000 hours of War Thunder, so I don't mind predatory money-making schemes. My main issue with it is it was implemented bug-free almost, when the rest of the game was a steaming pile of crap. I mean, holy hell, Fatshark said in their open letter to the community they were going to finish the crafting system in the following months after release. Oh, shucks guys, we're missing a core part of the progression system, but hey, at least I got this cool hat. What the fuck? Anyway, enough of that, back to the now. Darktide 1 year later is in a much better state. Most, if not all, of the issues have been fixed, and now, look, we got the crafting system. Wow. Darktide is a good game now. Gameplay is phenomenal. Sound design has me on the edge of spunking my pants. The soundtrack by the legendary Jesper Kyd brings a goddamn tear to my eye. But that's not to say the game is perfect. It's still missing the character that Vermintide 2 had, since all the operatives feel like walking sacks of meat with no personality. They got the phenomenal Dan Abnett to write Darktide's story. Great! I love Eisenhorn. Can't wait to see what the guys got cooking. There is no story. There's also the weird RNG mission table and mission repetitiveness. They implemented the great talent trees that added a boatload of new stuff, abilities, and playstyles. Overall, a fantastic addition to the game, but I can't help to think, why wasn't this in the game at release? Darktide is a good game with a shadow of its horrible release hanging over it. Anyway, this has been Darktide. This video is very late since it was supposed to come out just before the Traitor's Curse update. Yeah, I guess I missed it by a little. More stuff for the new year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, good New Year, I guess. I'll see you around.
Go quick. No, go. Just go.
Accept, I'm waiting for you!
Okay, got about 10 seconds after you said you started screaming.